Picture this. You're doing everything right. You've got the job, the car. You're in shape. You treat her well. You're honest. You're there when she needs you. You're checking every box on the list. And yet, there's this nagging feeling. She's not satisfied. There's always something. You're not tall enough. You don't make quite enough money. You're not spontaneous enough. You're too available. You're not available enough. The goalposts keep moving. And you're standing there, exhausted, wondering what the hell you're supposed to do to finally be enough. What if I told you that you were never meant to win this game? What if I told you the standards themselves are designed to be impossible, not by accident, but by design? Millions of men are experiencing this right now. They're working harder, earning more, building themselves into better versions of who they were. And it's never enough. She's still not happy, still not satisfied, still looking for something more. I've watched this pattern destroy good men for longer than you can imagine. Same effort, same confusion, same devastating outcome. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how modern society created an algorithm, a set of impossible standards that ensures she can never be satisfied. But I need to warn you, what you're about to learn will fundamentally change how you see relationships. This isn't about fixing yourself. This is about understanding a rigged system. Pay close attention. Here's the truth most men refuse to accept. Modern women have been programmed with a set of standards that are mathematically impossible for any single man to meet. Not difficult, impossible. And the system profits from keeping both of you chasing something that doesn't exist. This isn't my opinion. This isn't some bitter rant. I've watched this exact pattern play out thousands of times across different cultures, different economic classes, different generations. Same programming, same impossible standards, same outcome. You see, men have been taught that if you build value, you become valuable. Get the degree, get the career, get the physique, get the money. Be confident, but not arrogant. Be assertive, but not aggressive. Be available, but not needy. Be mysterious, but not distant. Society tells you there's a formula. Do these things, be this person, and you'll be enough. But here's what actually happens in reality. The standards aren't fixed. They're dynamic. They shift based on what you already have. Let me show you how this plays out. I knew a guy doctor, 6-figure income, owned his home at 30, went to the gym 5 days a week. Met a woman who seemed perfect. First few months, she was all in. Then the comments started. You work too much. So he cut back his hours, made more time for her. New complaint. You're not ambitious enough. He started working more again. You never have time for me. She wanted him to be spontaneous. He planned surprise trips. You're trying too hard. He pulled back. You don't put in effort anymore. Now compare that to another guy I observed. Average job, rented apartment, decent shape, but nothing special. Same type of woman. She started with complaints. You should make more money. He shrugged. I make enough for what I need. You should be more romantic. I'm not really a romantic guy. Should text me more. I text when I have something to say. You know what happened? She stayed. For years. Complained constantly, but stayed. Never left. Always came back. The difference? The first guy kept trying to meet the standards. The second guy ignored them entirely. And that's what this is really about. And this is why you've been struggling. Not because you're not good enough. Not because you're failing at something. But because you've been handed a playbook where the rules change every time you start winning. They programmed you to believe there's a finish line. There isn't. It's a treadmill. But here's where it gets dangerous. Most men, when they realize the standards keep shifting, don't question the standards. They question themselves. I must not be doing it right. I need to try harder. I need to be better. And that's exactly what the system wants. Let me show you what's really happening. Modern women don't have standards. They have an algorithm. It's not a conscious thing. It's programming that runs in the background, constantly recalibrating what's enough based on what she's already getting. The mechanism works like this. Whatever you consistently provide becomes baseline. Not valuable, expected. Her brain doesn't register it as something special anymore. It registers it as normal. And once it's normal, it doesn't create attraction. It doesn't create gratitude. It just creates expectation for more. Think about it. You start texting her good morning every day. First week, she loves it. She feels special. Month 2, it's expected. You forget one morning and she's upset. You didn't text me. The behavior that used to create positive emotion now only creates negative emotion when absent. You can't win. You can only lose. This is the impossible standards algorithm. Whatever you are plus 10%. Always. Forever. There is no amount of value you can build that satisfies it permanently. Because the algorithm adjusts for inflation. I remember watching this exact pattern in ancient Rome. Different numbers, same mechanism. A senator would provide well, rise in status. His wife would praise him initially. Then her friends married wealthier senators. Suddenly, he wasn't enough. The Colosseum, the Forum, modern Instagram sane psychology. Comparison recalibrates expectation. Anyway, the point is this hasn't changed in millennia. And here's where it gets really sick. You know what really gets me about this whole thing? Society knows. They know the standards are impossible. They know she's been programmed to never be satisfied. They know you're exhausted trying to meet expectations that shift faster than you can adapt. And they profit from it. Every magazine tells her she deserves more. You deserve a man who makes 6 figures, looks like a model, has perfect emotional intelligence, is both dominant and gentle, both mysterious and an open book. They pump her full of Instagram couples with highlight reels, romance movies with fictional men, dating apps that make her believe there are 10,000 better options just to swipe away. Then they turn to you. You're not enough. You need to earn more. Be taller. Be funnier. Be more interesting. Get therapy. Read these books. Take these courses. Improve yourself. Never stop improving. Because if you stop, you'll lose her. And when you inevitably can't keep up, when you can't be 6'3" when you're 5'10", when you can't make 500,000 when your industry caps at 100, they tell you it is your fault. You didn't try hard enough. You're not man enough. They profit from both of you being miserable. She's never satisfied because her standards are designed to be unreachable. You're exhausted because you're chasing a moving target in the dark. And they sell you both solutions to a problem they created. Dating coaches, relationship therapists, self-help empires, all of it. A multi-billion-dollar industry built on keeping you confused and her unsatisfied. But here's what they don't tell either of you. The algorithm isn't about you. It's not personal. It's biological meets technological, and it's destroying pair bonding. Here's another example. A couple I knew together 5 years. He was objectively successful by any measure. Good income, respected career, took care of himself, treated her well. She left him for a guy making less money, less attractive, less ambitious by her own admission. Everyone was confused. She was confused. 3 months later, she wanted him back. Why? The new guy didn't meet her standards either. Because no one can. Here's what was actually happening. The algorithm isn't searching for a man who meets the standards. It's searching for proof that better exists. And modern technology guarantees she always finds that proof. Instagram shows her men with more money. Dating apps show her men who are taller. TikTok shows her relationships that look more exciting. Her brain registers all of this as available options, even though 99% of those men would never commit to her. But the algorithm doesn't know that. It just knows better exists, therefore current isn't enough. You see, evolution programmed women to seek the best possible mate. That made sense when her options were the 30 guys in her village. She could actually evaluate and choose the best. But now, her brain thinks her options are the 3 million men on Instagram. The algorithm is running on hardware designed for a world that doesn't exist anymore. And it's driving her insane. She can't be satisfied because the algorithm keeps telling her something better is out there. Always. Forever. And this is where men get absolutely destroyed. They internalize her dissatisfaction as their failure. I'm not enough. I need to be more. So they work harder, earn more, do more, become more. And she's still not satisfied. Because the problem was never you. The problem is an evolutionary mechanism designed for scarcity running in an environment of artificial abundance. They don't want you to know the truth. They don't want her to know the truth. Because if you both understood what's really happening, if you both saw the algorithm for what it is, their entire profitable system collapses. So they keep feeding you both poison. Her, you deserve a perfect man. Don't settle. Keep your standards high. There's always someone better. You're not enough. Work harder. Be better. If you were really high value, she'd be satisfied. And then they sit back and watch. Relationships fail at record rates. Men give up. Women hit 40, still single, wondering where all the good men went. And the system profits every step of the way. Divorce lawyers, dating apps, self-help gurus, antidepressants, all of it. But here's what nobody tells you. Once you understand the algorithm, once you see it for what it is, everything changes. The algorithm can't be satisfied, but it can be ignored. And that's what actually creates attraction, not meeting her standards, refusing to play the game. Think about it. Every guy she's ever met has tried to meet her standards, tried to be tall enough, rich enough, interesting enough, emotional enough, strong enough. All of them failed eventually because the standards shift. But you understand the game is rigged, so you don't play. She says you should make more money. You say, I make enough for the life I want. She says you should be more romantic. I show you I care in my own way. She says you should text her more. I text when I have something to say. You're not being defiant. You're not being an asshole. You're just refusing to chase moving goalposts. And here's what's fascinating. When you stop trying to meet the algorithm's demands, when you demonstrate that your value isn't dependent on her approval, the algorithm recalibrates differently. Instead of seeing you as not enough, it starts to see you as different. And different is far more attractive than trying hard to be enough. Final example. Guy I knew was in a relationship where she constantly pushed for more. More attention, more money spent on her, more everything. He tried for a year, exhausted himself. Then he stopped, started focusing on his own life, his own goals, his own time, stopped reacting to her complaints, stopped trying to fix her dissatisfaction. You know what happened? She became obsessed. Suddenly, he was different from other guys. Suddenly, she was pursuing him, asking what he was doing, wanting his time. Why? Because he stopped feeding the algorithm. And the algorithm didn't know how to process a man who didn't seek its approval. So let me make this crystal clear. Modern women have been programmed with impossible standards. Not because they're bad people, but because the system media, technology, culture profits from their perpetual dissatisfaction and your perpetual inadequacy. The standards will always shift. The algorithm will always demand more. No amount of value you build will ever permanently satisfy it. This isn't about you being enough or not enough. This is about a system designed to ensure you never can be. So what do? First, stop trying to meet impossible standards. Stop changing yourself to satisfy shifting demands. Stop believing that if you just work harder, earn more, become more, she'll finally be happy. She won't. The algorithm doesn't allow it. Then build genuine abundance in your own life, not to impress her, but because you want a life worth living with or without her approval. Become a man whose value is internal, whose goals are his own, whose happiness isn't dependent on whether she's satisfied today. And finally, understand this isn't manipulation. This is seeing reality clearly. You're not trying to trick anyone. You're simply refusing to play a rigged game. You becoming a man who knows his value isn't determined by whether he meets an algorithm's impossible, ever-shifting demands. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You cannot satisfy an algorithm designed to always want more. You cannot win a game where the rules change every time you start winning. If you keep playing by those rules, you'll keep getting exhausted, confused, never feeling like you're enough. The men who understand this, who refuse to chase the algorithm, who build lives of genuine value, independent of female approval, they create relationships where they're genuinely wanted. The men who keep believing, I just need to be better, they end up alone, broke, and wondering what happened. The choice is yours. You can keep chasing moving goalposts, keep believing you're the problem. Or you can see the system for what it is, refuse to play the game, and build a life that doesn't need her approval to be valuable. I'll be watching.